Good morning, lovers. Welcome back to yet another gardening video at the Love Health Market Homestead. Today is June 20th. It isn't summer yet, but it definitely is feeling like it. And I just wanted to take you guys around the garden and show you what is growing, what is having a hard time, and things that we have to do these upcoming weeks. So get you a nice cup of tea, sit back, and enjoy the show. A big thing that I'm noticing in my garden right now is stunted growth. I've been having to really assess and figure out the composition of my soil, so I believe a soil test is in our future. But every time I think of something like that, something amazing like this bitter melon pops up. And I think, well, maybe I just need to grow things that are better suited for my climate. Right here, I have bottle gourd. Initially, as you guys saw, it was the healthiest, most beautiful plant in the yard. And it still is decently healthy up top, but I've just noticed this browning of the leaves. And it makes me feel as if it is, oh, it's a lizard. I was gonna touch you, lizard. It makes me feel as if it's nutrient deficient. Even though this is such a beautiful, healthy stalk, I haven't gotten any fruit that hasn't just fell off the vine and died. So I'm not sure what's going on. But if you've grown bottle gourd before and you have experienced this, please comment below. Help us out. But most of them, they just get to like this size and then just fall off. But I do have this beautiful bitter melon here, this beautiful white bitter melon that made everything so much brighter. So that is the happy trail trellis of now. Oh, these are loofahs. These vines are loofah vines, and I also haven't gotten any fruit from these. I'm not in a rush. I just wanted to make sure that it's actually doing okay and that there's not anything else I could do. I just recently amended the soil with worm casings, bat guano, and wood chips. I thought that would be enough to feed it, but it still isn't doing that much. The sunflower that was here finally did come into fruition. It is not mammoth. It should be taller than this. This is only about 5 feet. It should be double that. So that's another reason why I was feeling like the soil is not as nutrient dense as I would like it to be. But the one over here is 7 feet now. So let me see. Can you see it? It's definitely taller than me. It's at least 6 feet. That's what it is supposed to be. So that goes back into how 1 minute I'm thinking it's one thing and then another I'm thinking it's another thing, because this stalk is incredibly healthy. Beautiful, beautiful stalk. I have no issues with this sunflower. So Maybe it was just the seed. I don't know. But we have some overwintered Tobago peppers. This is the first time I ever got it to turn red for me. And a couple of them are turning purple. These are my favorite pepper easily right now. They are so flavorful and amazing. I will grow those every single year. If you like Caribbean food, these are the peppers that are in jerk. And it's what gives it that distinct jerk flavor. I thought it was something else like browning or something, but it's actually the Tobago pepper. I guess I should take you to the other side of the trellis before I walk off. Our basil is still going crazy. It brings so many pollinators to the garden. That is cinnamon basil, and it actually does have a cinnamon type flavor. This is the Thai basil. This is my favorite type of basil. It has more of a licorice type flavor. And the holy basil, or Tulsi basil, which is freaking prolific as they come. This has a very sweet flavor. We have some eggplants coming in. They're doing amazing. That is a Roma tomato tucked back there. Our cosmos are still growing. Oh wow, finally it's starting to flower. Because for the longest, I was just seeing all this green growth. But wow, what a beautiful pink. I love pink. And it's so tall. If I showed you guys again how tall this is, it's to my waist, right under my breast. So it's easily 4 feet. There's so many heads on here. I can't wait to show you guys when it's in full bloom how... Oh shoot. B wants to be a part of this. B wants to be a part of this video. I'm not having it. Yeah, I'm excited to show you guys when it's in full bloom, because there's so many heads to this thing. This is going to be a magnificent little space in the garden. I have some calendula here that I need to deadhead because I think it's slowing down the bloom production. There's some coming up on the sides, but there should definitely be more than this. I'm still trying to identify this plant. I had a beggar stick plant tag on it, but it's not that. If you guys know what this is, please comment below. I have no idea what it is. I know what's behind it is callaloo. This is a form of amaranth. I just recently cut this. This was also 6 feet tall. And I gave all of the clippings or the vegetation to my mother-in-law. So hopefully I can get some aki and callaloo soon. These are the boot jalokia chocolate peppers. These are one of the hottest peppers that exist. I have not gotten fruit yet or any flowers, which is great because I hope it just puts in more energy to develop root growth, so I don't have to go through the process of growing this again, and I can just overwinter it. Sunflower, I believe that is a butternut squash. And yeah, the rosemary and sage are still doing amazing. I just came through and clipped this rose bush 2 days ago, and I already have more buds coming about. Go ahead and take this piece off. Roses really love the heat. So if you're looking for a beautiful, beautiful addition to your garden during the summer months, you can always count on roses. A prolific butterfly pea here, just climbing away, having a good old time. I've been getting a lot of these flowers, but they usually have bugs in them, so I haven't really been keen on eating them. My mulberry bush is just happily taking off, no fruit, but lots of vegetation, which means there'll be lots of fruit eventually. The katuk that you saw struggling last month is now fully happy, back like it never left. Such a delicious, healthy green. I'm so thankful to have this in our yard, and it tastes like peanuts, and I love nuts, so that's just such an awesome thing to put in stir fry. These black turtle beans are back in full effect, like they never left. And there's flowers all over it, so I know I'll be getting even more beans than this, but there's so many. So many. They're all the way down to the end. Yeah, I really gotta do a better job at getting out here, because apparently these things just take off out of nowhere, which is so exciting though. Oh yeah, I got a lot of work to do. I'll do that later, but and that is just one plant. I have another one tucked back there. So probably having beans for dinner tonight. This is, I believe, a pumpkin, but it could be a cucumber, and it also could be another butternut squash. I planted all of them at the same time and did not label them as I should have, because they were from the grocery store, and I was just happy to have them and see if they would seed themselves, and they all did. That's another rosemary. The passion fruit vine is still doing amazing. It's growing even more dense than it already was, and it hasn't produced any more flowers, so there's no more fruit that is growing, but the fruit that is still there, I have left to ripen on the vine, because apparently that's what you're supposed to do. It falls off as it's ready. I haven't seen any fall off. I don't know if the animals are catching it before me, but I'm still seeing the same ones that I saw before. Like, I know the places that they're in, and I'm monitoring them. None of them are yellow yet. They're slowly turning a lighter green. I can see a few yellow spots, but they're not ready. I finally got around to mulching this bed, and hopefully it does a lot better, because from what I've been seeing, the things over here have not been able to store enough water with how hot it's been. So the soil has been just basically dry. I recently transplanted some okras, callaloo, this watermelon vine was already here. That's self-seeded from last year. This is a broccoli that just refuses to let go. Yeah, so just the... Oh, and some zinnias. I planted some zinnias on this side. So, yeah, we'll see how this goes. But the Jubilee tree that is here is doing amazing. I'll be so happy once we get fruit. I've never had Jubilee before. If I don't like it, this tree is coming down because it is huge. And I could definitely use this for something else. Speaking of trees, I got this awesome mango tree from my friend girl around the corner. It's already grafted and everything. So hopefully in 3 years, I'll have an abundance of mangoes. Pray for me that it's less than that. This is a mango that I started from seed. So just retrospect for how much further along this tree is than this one. This tree is probably at least 2 years old, which mangoes usually can bear in 5 years. So yeah, let's hope that I can get some soon. This space is where we have our asparagus. And I just harvested all the onions from out of the bed. And I replaced them with different varieties of climbers and eggplant. So this is all eggplant back here now. There's one watermelon vine still trucking. Hopefully it makes it, but I'll show you the watermelon vine around the other side got burnt. So I have no attachment, I guess, to this being alive anymore. I was really excited to get watermelon. I've been trying so hard, guys, and I just don't have great success with watermelon. This merengue, on the other hand, is so massive. Let me just take a few steps back. So massive. So with every disappointment, there's a huge success in the garden. And I love that. The sunflower that I was waiting so long to bloom has bloomed as well. And you can see how the seeds develop and how many there are. That's why I always let the sunflowers just go to seed on the vine so I can get all of the bang for my buck. And it's leaning like this because the head is so heavy. And the stalk isn't very strong right there. So it's nothing wrong with the sunflowers. Just trying to take a break, go to sleep. Our Chim Sai, very emotional Chim Sai. If I came out here in the evening time, this would be all withered and shriveled up. Because it's been consistently over 100 degrees these last couple of weeks. So I understand. Our zinnias are still trucking. This is the Queen Lime Orange. Next year, I'm going to try the Queen Lime Green because I really like the way it looks when the green flowers pop up. Let's see if it will focus. Yeah, the green flowers are beautiful. The orange are lovely too. I'm just not a big orange fan. And my camera doesn't want to give this flower there we go. Give it the light it deserves. The ones back here, I believe this is another Queen Lime, but this one is the pink Senorita Zinnia. And it is gorgeous. I've officially fell in love with zinnias, and I understand why everyone loves them because they are so heat tolerant. Back here, we have some Thai chili peppers. Oh, it came off. That was way too easy. Maybe I guess it's time then. Yeah, we have some Thai chili peppers. These turn red when they're fully ripe, but I guess it was ready to come off. Another fun fact, peppers during all of this heat, or just afternoon heat in general, like shade. So put them in a spot where they can get afternoon shade, like under a massive moringa tree, and you'll get peppers sooner. If not, they'll typically fall off the vine. That's why I'm so confused about this watermelon, because as you can see, it's nestled beautifully. It's like it has its own little cove down here, and it's still just burnt off. It just couldn't take what heat it was being exposed to, and you know, I just said, all right, I'm out. Later, Mom. Maybe I'll come back, maybe I won't. I don't know. Something might have dug it out. I'm really not sure. But what I am sure of is that this bed needs to be weeded yet again and remulched. So that's most likely going to be this week's project. The banana trees are doing amazing. I don't talk about them enough because they're like the good kid that you don't have to worry about and sometimes might feel neglected because you just be like, yeah, do your own thing. And then you have these other children that you're giving all of this attention to, but you don't love it any less. So this one even has a new leaf coming out at the top. These are dwarf bananas. Those are my favorite type of banana. And the tree doesn't grow very large. So I would say that tree is maybe 10 feet. Yeah, it's about double my height, 9 to 10 feet, but that's the tallest it will get. There's another banana back there. That one was a little taller, and it was also supposed to be dwarf. I don't know how tall banana trees typically get, but that one is so tall it's touching the limb of the other tree. So I feel like it might be a little taller than I expected, but it has 2 babies on it. We've been leaving them. We asked the bananas if they wanted to be transplanted, rehomed. I'll get a little closer because you should always talk to your plants. I'm a firm believer of that. They have life, they have feelings. And when we did our ceremony, our transplant ceremony before, we asked if they wanted to be moved, and they did not. So we're leaving our clones on the mothers. My animals are singing for me. I'm not gonna be that arrogant. They're probably just singing because it's a beautiful day. Here we have tons of hibiscus. I'm actually gonna have to come and thin these out. The hibiscus is intermingled between the lettuce that I let go to seed. Hopefully next year I don't have to plant any lettuce and it just self-seeds. We have a beautiful bee visitor too, so you can see the benefits of letting your vegetables go through their entire life cycle. That's a sorrel back there. These are Nero de... I gotta look up that plant up, but it's some type of kale. A strong, hearty kale and a delicious kale. It reminds me of dino kale. This is another sorrel hibiscus. The red stalk is just magical. I have what I thought was a basil, but I am now understanding is a tomato here. This is also a tomato. I'm not sure. I think this is the Black Beauty that I transplanted from the muscadine vine. That's another cranberry hibiscus tucked there that's most likely gonna have to get moved. Another sorrel hibiscus with broccolis. These are more of the kales.